Also, we're live.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Yo, just the two of us this week. Nathan was going to join us, but he wasn't feeling too good, so I hope he gets better.
Eh, it's all right. He can always join us any other time he wants.
For sure, yeah. He also said he hasn't been playing anything, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So,
Oh, that's
fair
fair.
enough. So,
Yeah,
now that,
this looks like the week that barely we played anything too. So I think we both got one game on our list each.
yeah. Yeah, no, not a whole lot this week. And even in news, we're going to talk about like E3 dates of when there will be more news. Like, it's pretty slow.
The news is that news will happen eventually.
Exactly, yeah. Pretty dead week. Do you do anything special this week?
Not really. Now that the new schedule is kind of all locked in, now that like Normal Boots has been announced and brought back, now that YouTube stuff's kind of going, we're starting to get into the bonus streams from Coliseum. It's just kind of getting into the rhythm of things. That's it. It's otherwise just been work, 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 and relax.
It's been hot. It has been so
Mm.
hot here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
It's
been
days
pretty
I'm
brutal.
downing like a bubble tea right now because I'm just like, nope, nope, I'm done with it. I'm done with outside.
Yeah, it's been so brutal.
Yesterday, our air conditioning broke, and it was absolutely boiling hot in the house. Today, it is working, and I have to wear a hoodie because it is too fucking cold down here.
Yeah, it's definitely back and forth depending where you are. Outside, it's hot, but then if you go into a building with air conditioning, it's freezing. It's all over the place, for sure. I know this is the type of weather Sean loves, though. So
Oh yeah, no, Sean would I'd be absolutely happy right now.
he's with us in weather rather than
It is
spirit.
so hot. It is so hot. Our grass is dying. Like it looks burned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the type of weather where you need to water. Because,
Mm.
well, we're supposed to get rain soon, apparently, like tomorrow, maybe. And
Night
that's,
tonight.
oh, is it tonight? Okay.
Thunderstorms are in the forecast at like 11.
Okay. Well, that'll save a lot of the grass and flowers and all that sort of stuff. And us, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we just gotta hope the power holds out.
Yeah, exactly.
Never ends. It never fucking ends, man.
It never ends. I don't have a whole lot to preamble with, so why don't we just start the top-down perspective for June 3rd, 2021. I am Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
All right, John, what have you been playing? Let's get into it.
I finished. I finished Resident Evil 7. I'm
Okay.
still doing a little bit of the DLC, but I'm otherwise completely done the game.
Okay.
I forget where I was last week when we talked about it.
You were about to do the Lucas part.
Right. Rip off Jigsaw.
Yes. Yep.
Uh, it made me. So I'm a huge fan of the Saw movies,
Sure.
and playing through all of Lucas's stuff made me realize what I like about Jigsaw versus like knockoffs. And it's that like at least Jigsaw, A, the voice, and B, Jigsaw kind of has a conscience to a point. And
Yeah.
Lucas is just like a shitty version of that because of that.
Yeah, he doesn't have a conscience at all. He's a piece of shit. He is
No, he is a piece
garbage.
of shit.
Yeah.
But like in the main game, like his traps kind of suck because it's just like here's a bomb, here's a bomb, here's a bomb, here's a TV, it's a bomb,
Yeah.
here's a door, it's a bomb, here's
Everything's a
where you put a
bomb.
battery, it's a bomb. It's just like okay, it just gets so stupidly predictable after a while. It gets annoying.
Yeah. And he
Uh,
doesn't go far enough where everything literally is a bomb, because it would be hilarious if like that clown that you that grabs you is
oh,
a
that
bomb,
fucking
or the
clown.
toilet is a
Yeah.
bomb. Like, why isn't everything a bomb?
God.
That would be funny.
That part, actually, the happy birthday tape, that is probably one of my favorite parts in the main story because that
Totally.
was actually kind of neat. Yeah,
Yep.
because it's just like you're in a room, it's an escape room, get out.
Yep.
And then the point of it is, yeah, no, you can't. And then it
Yeah.
ends up in the main game where you're not watching tape, like, oh, did you actually do that? Then yeah, now you know how to get out without having to, explode.
Yeah. It's
So
a cool way they
I
did
liked
that.
stuff like that was cool.
Totally. Yep. I agree.
Uh, I there was a scene right before the ending too where Evie is just like showing you everything that happened in the storyline up to that point, and what
Yeah.
they do in that scene is probably my favorite part of the game. Legitimately, I was like, "Wow, this is actually like what I wish the rest of the game had. Like this is the tenseness and like cool storytelling I wish they did more often. And then they immediately throw it out the window during the final boss fight.
The final boss fight is one of the worst in the
Bad.
series.
It's bad. Yeah.
It's really stupid.
God, dude, I hated the game. It might actually be my least favorite mainline Resident Evil game.
Okay, fair enough. How did you feel about the DLC? Because there is a whole nother, like, it sounds like you played most of it, so you must have played Bedroom, which is kind of the other escape room sequence.
Bedroom was great. Bedroom was my favorite DLC, easily.
It's very good, yeah.
Yeah. For record's sake, I've done all the banned footage. I've done Not a Hero. I just started End of Zoe, and that leaves Jack's Birthday Party and Ethan Must Die, which are like separate gameplay modes, essentially.
Yes, yeah. Nightmare sucks. That's probably the worst DLC. That's just the like one.
Which one was that?
It's like the score attack in the basement, essentially.
So here's the thing. I actually really like that one.
Oh, okay. I hated it.
I hate combat, but like that was legitimately fun because it reminded me of Horde mode in Gears of War.
It is very much like that. That's true.
Yeah, and I think that's why that one clicked with me, because I'm like, okay, I hate the combat, but like I like that I can keep collecting scrap to make more materials to balance it out. I still have different ways of attacking. The more I do it, the more I level up and get extra stuff.
Yeah.
There's like rooms to unlock based on like how you decide to spend the scrap. There was actually some cool ideas there, and I legitimately enjoyed it. I never finished it, but I got a couple hours in and liked it.
Okay.
Bedroom was great. Definitely my favorite of the 4.
Sure.
21 sucked.
Yeah, I played it once, and I played the others a few times, so that says everything, I think.
So, for those who don't know what 21 is, it is you're locked in a room with another person, and Lucas is like, okay, we're going to play basically blackjack.
Yeah.
But you're going to be putting like your limbs on the line and your life on the line. It's basically like a Saw-esque segment where if you lose the hand, you lose a finger, and then they keep upping the ante, more fingers and that. Then it goes to like electricity from like a electrocution machine, stuff like that. And then it turns into like literally the bloody, like a saw blade covered in knives that will grind through your body if you don't make it. But along the way, it starts as just regular blackjack, except there's only cards 1 through 11. There's not repeats. So imagine blackjack with a quarter of the deck, essentially.
Right. Yeah.
And then after that, they add in trump cards, which are basically cheats. So you can do things like make it so your opponent has to bet more. So if you win, they get electrocuted more. They make it so that if you can draw a card as long as it's not used, stuff like that. But I can't tell if I just had really bad RNG or if the game literally cheats. But I kept getting like the same get the specific card over and over again. I had 3 get the card 5 cards in my hand at once while I was dealt the number 5 already. So it was just like, cool, I've got all these abilities I cannot use because the game just rolled it for me. And then at the end, it actually is secretly a puzzle to actually finish the main story of that DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't tell you that that's coming, and they don't tell you the specific item you need. It seems to make sense. Like when you see the card that you need to use, you're like, what? Why would I use this? But in the normal game, you find uses for it, and then they're like, no, you needed it for here, so you automatically lose. And it's just like, all right, cool. This is just an exercise in tedium.
Yes.
And just if random luck is not in your favor, you also just lose because it's blackjack.
Yep.
You can just go over and always lose. It sucks.
Yep. Not a fan of it myself. The other one, Daughters, it didn't sound like you care about the story very much, so I'm sure that's pretty weak as somebody who did like the story. So
I was gonna say, yeah, like I was curious because I like the Bakers, so I wanted to see more about it. I like the idea that it's a prequel.
Yeah,
but it sucks because it's literally like, hey, do exactly what you think you should do. Oh, the bad ending. Here's what you need to do to get the good ending, and it's just so fucking obtuse. Like,
yeah, I don't remember the specifics even about it. Don't you just leave? You go through the door.
No. Right? Yeah, so the bad ending is like you have to you get a key to the car and try to drive the car away, and then you get like beat up, and the game's like, you made the wrong choice. maybe if Zoe had taken a different turn, things would be different. And it's stupid because there's a lock pick you find. It's like thrown at you essentially.
Yeah.
And there's a locked door right in front of you. You use it on that, and it has like a wine bottle that's like shattered, and it even says like, "Oh, it looks like I could cut someone with this." So you think, "Oh, I'll pick it up and use it as a weapon." No, it's a fucking red herring. You need to go find a different locked door nowhere near you. You open that up. It gives you a puzzle piece to open up a different area. The different area has a request that you need to figure out by restarting the entire DLC over again
look at
and doing something
the
specific.
code, right? On his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb. Like that's the dumbest thing. It's just like, yeah, you can't solve it because you need to reload the DLC, but she would know the answer already because they're related.
Yes.
So you have to literally follow behind an NPC and look at his phone and just watch as he types in a code, like the password for his phone, and it's the password for a computer. And then doing that tells you to go look at something else, and that has a key. Whatever you find, which is super obtuse, again, has a key item you need to go do something completely different. And doing all of that skips all of the other story beats that happen in the bad ending, and then you just get a bad ending, but it's a different bad ending. It's just It's like really
it's like
dumb.
a weird nothing ending where it just ends with everything being normal the next day. And then like a text normal. Like, yeah.
And the nightmare begins. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's, like I was saying before, this game feels so up its own ass at times, and I think that's one of the things that bugs me about it.
There's points for sure. I love everything with Jack. I love the last time you fight Jack. It is great. His voice cracks.
Oh, you mean like when he's in the barn or in the basement?
He says to Zoe, "Get your ass back to the house," and he's like, "I'll deal with you later."
Yeah,
it's so good.
That part's so dumb. I hated that boss fight though because I glitched it, so I fucking hated it.
Fair enough.
Because you have to hit like 8 weak points, and it turns out like if you leave one or two of them last, you can't physically see them anymore.
The ones on the bottom.
Because they get covered up. It was actually the ones on his arms. They get covered up by blood, and you can't see them.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, I had to redo that fight 3 times because I ran out of items because I couldn't figure out what the fuck I was supposed to shoot on him anymore.
Gross. Weird.
It was stupid. And then the third time, for some reason, like I guess I got the arm one first, and then it's like, yep, now you're good. I hated it.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird issue.
Not a hero.
Yeah. Interesting Metroidvania ideas, but it doesn't go far enough with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Combat, it was nice having some melee moves again, but even then they feel a bit weird because they're the same fucking button as shoot.
Yep.
So you're either going to waste ammo or you're going to just punch someone right in the face.
Yep. True.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was kind of a meh, and it honestly, it feels like a really shitty ending to Lucas's story, because Lucas in the main game is just like, oh yeah, I just disappeared, and then here he is in the rest, and it's just like, oh, this ending sucks.
It's weird because like, yeah, in the main story they kind of are like ambiguous. It's like, oh, did he get away? Is he meeting up with the Connections? And like, is he going to play a bigger part in this?
What a stupid name, the Connections.
And then Not a Hero's like, nope, this is his ending.
Yeah, no, it just is so unglamorous. It's just
he becomes a Resident Evil boss.
Yeah, I started End of Zoe. Everyone has told me if there's any DLC I'm gonna like, it's End of Zoe.
Yeah.
And so far, I don't see it, but maybe I'm not very far.
I mean, it's just a weird punching game. It's like a weird boxing game almost.
Yeah, I just got on my boat. So I'm like really early. I'm like 10 minutes in, if maybe.
Okay.
And that's about it. Like I had just basically, I was waiting for food to arrive and then just did that.
Gotcha. All right, fair enough. Well, you saw it through more than I thought like you would.
I gave it the honest college try. I figured I owed it since I love the Resident Evil games, but like that is probably, it's battling or tied with 6 as my least favorite of the main lines.
yeah, 6 has moments that
Yeah.
unforgivable moments, but 6
Yeah.
is unfairly like okay because you can play it with somebody, and playing games
Yeah.
co-op is always fun. So
Exactly. That's kind of why I put it above 7, is because
yeah,
at least if you're suffering with a friend.
yeah, yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
But yeah, I don't know if what I'm gonna do about 8. I might skip it for a bit because I picked up a couple games I want to try out here now. But and this kind of 7 kind of shifted 8 way lower down on my priority list.
Sure, makes
But
sense.
we'll see.
Cool.
Otherwise, other than Pacross, that's all I've been playing.
There, you did play one game I just was curious about because I was going to pick it up. That new
Mm.
EDF, the voxel
Oh
one.
yeah, yes. So I did that for a promo stream on Saturday. That was actually really fun.
It
That
is
was really
okay.
good. Yeah,
I think I'm
it
going to
is
pick
fun.
it up.
If you can get past the visual presentation, and I liked it, I think it fit the game type in EDF pretty really well. But if you
Yeah.
can get past the voxel style, like it's really solid. You build a party of 4 characters, which you can switch between on the fly. So if you have all the different, you know how all the different classes are in EDF, you can
Yep.
literally have a party of each class and just switch to them on the fly. So if you want to be an air raider, and then switch to a wing diver, switch to a ranger, etc., you can just do that, and it's great.
That sounds fun.
You still get new weapons, but they're all tied per character type you get. There's a bunch of repeat characters. Some of the characters are a little chatty, which can get a bit
Sure.
repetitive.
Yeah.
The wing diver makes sure you know that she's afraid of heights a lot.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you also get like a special move after you've like picked up enough SP or gotten enough kills, so everyone has like it's basically like a power weapon for everyone.
Mhm.
A lot of the characters are just like weird stereotypes. Like the Holland character summons like a turret windmill that shoots like gusts of air that kills bugs.
Okay.
Uh, there's a Mexican character that does a dance for the Day of the Dead, and if you're in the AOE around him, you get attack and defense up.
Oh, that's
It's just
great.
like a lot of like it's just silly. It just leans heavily into like the weird meta comedy of EDF, and it's just weirdly charming.
Sweet. I'm stoked. The big problem I thought I might have, and maybe like you can answer this, is just I like the voxel look first of all, but
Yep.
is it too much visually? Like, because there's some games where you say you blow something up, it just explodes into
Yep.
like shiny voxels, and it actually makes me feel kind of like light sensitive, like sick or something.
There are definitely some bright flashing, some things that are light sensitive. Like when you
Okay.
fight the Godzilla looking characters, like explosions around them will have that kind of voxel look.
Okay.
But it's not
Not
too bad
crazy.
from what I saw. But there is definitely
Okay.
flashing lights.
Okay. I think I'm gonna take a look at it. It looked interesting to me. I like the series, so it seemed
Yeah.
like a home
As
run.
as an EDF fan, I thought it was great.
Cool. Okay, that's all I need to know. I'm gonna
And if
definitely
you
gonna
play
check it out.
co-op, you can have 4 players co-op, and each player gets to bring 4 characters. So you'll have 16
Oh my
characters running
god.
around just blowing stuff up. It's actually really fun, dude. I really
Oh
dug it.
wow.
It was great.
Okay, that's pretty good. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that up maybe when I get through some more games that I have. But yeah, I'm stoked. That's all though for you.
Yep. Although I'm excited for this. Hang on. Let me see if I can grab it quickly.
All right.
Yeah. So Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy 4
Oh,
remake has come out this week. So
yeah.
Asha in Monster World.
Nice.
That's the remake of it's a remake of Wonder Boy 4, which we never officially got over here until the Virtual Console. So I am excited to play through this because I have been hearing good things, and the original game was actually pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard a few good things about that game, so I hope that stays true for your playthrough.
We'll find out.
Yep. Okay. I only played one game this week, and it was Necromunda Hired Gun, Warhammer 40k joint, which means, of course, it is the type of game that you buy and hope that it's good, and are not disappointed when it turns out not to be. It's totally okay, I would say. The way the reason I got it, because 40k games are kind of iffy most times. It is like a Doom clone, like a 2016 Doom clone, kind of like a speedy first-person shooter, with a bunch of like nice looking assets and just a whole bunch of just gory fun or whatever. And it kind of hits those notes. The music plays at the right moments and it is fast, and there are different guns and types of things to get you up close and just like tearing people apart. But it all feels like pretty amateurish. Like it feels like discount Doom, and I guess I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be, even though the only reason Doom is good is because id Software like are geniuses at making games that game somehow. So like I guess don't know what I was expecting, because there was no way this was ever going to be hit those highs. It scratches that itch enough, I would say, though. There's a lot of weird sound issues in it. There's weird animation issues where you'll do like a kill and then it'll jolt back to your the position when you started the kill animation, because they didn't like animate it fully or didn't know how to animate it fully. There's like glitchiness sometimes where you'll just be doing an animation in like the spot where it started, even though like something's moving you, so it'll like snap you back into weird positions. Everything about it is just kind of like, this was made a little cheaper than I would have liked, but it has a pretty decent loop where you play an underground hired gun, as it were, to basically do jobs for people, get money, and you can upgrade your like cybernetic hardware and stuff like that. It's kind of got like a cyberpunk type thing going for it, with powers, or like maybe think plasmids is probably better, where you can like get different powers and upgrades and stuff like that. And all that stuff is really, really cool. There's a good crafting system. There's a lot of different guns, and each one feels appropriately janky and shitty and awesome depending on what they do. But like, it feels like this could have used a year of development more, and just like really
Wow.
get it down, because it feels like a really good prototype or early build, and it is just the full release, and that's kind of a shame. um I wouldn't say it's bad, though. It's just, I guess I was expecting a little bit more from it. It's one of the few like Doom clones that I've even seen ever since Doom 2016 came out, because people just kind of like try different first person shooters. They don't try the like corridor fast moving shooter as much anymore, so that's kind of cool. uh and I just like 40k shit. So there's a bunch of just really gross, weird gothic like backgrounds and stuff. Maybe to the point to its detriment, because you can lose targets into the background really easily because there's so much detail going on in it. So it's like really easy to not see where you're being shot from sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just kind of like, think Doom and then take it down from like a 9 or 8 out of 10 to like a 6 out of 10 quality wise.
Ooh,
And
okay.
it's that basically. It's become my podcast game, because there is like a career mode, a single player mode, with a story and all that, and that's cool. But there's also these side modes that just get you money, and they're just kind of like different things, like kill all or destroy all the ammunition caches, or kill all of this certain enemy, or like kill this like a bounty on a head of a dude or whatever. And those getting you money that you can use to upgrade your character. And I've just been kind of using that as like my podcast game of turning off my brain, listening to something, just grinding and shooting dudes. It plays kind of like a Borderlands, like a looter shooter in a lot of ways, but you buy items. You buy items more than you pick them up. The items you pick up, even though sometimes you'll get a good one, is mostly just for like extra money at the end. Yeah, it's a neat-ish game if you kind of want a mediocre to just okay Doom clone, and you like the 40k universe, so you could check it out. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. I just think it's kind of totally okay, and that's maybe kind of a bummer for me. But yeah.
Ace Hulk Deathwing. It's the only other game I see on Steam anyway. Oh, it's sorry, and I Divine Cybermancy.
Oh, as like things that are kind of like it.
No,
Oh,
things they've made. Same devs.
oh, the devs. Okay, Divine Cybermancy. That makes sense. There are a lot of there are a lot of things I could see that they took from Divine Cybermancy into this, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't look into actually the devs, what they made. Cool.
Yeah,
Neat.
that makes sense. I also got reminded by chat there was one more game I've actually played this week. Super Bomberman R Online came out.
I tried. It was on maintenance when I tried to play it, so I was like, oh well, fuck
Oh,
this.
never mind. I've played a bunch of rounds. It's fun. The
Okay.
main mode is 64 player Bomberman. You're locked into a room of 4 players to start, and then after a minute, you can move to another segment as a bunch of the maps start shrinking in,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's just really chaotic.
Huh. I was wondering how
Yeah,
that would work. Interesting. Okay. Do you
yeah.
have the
So there's
premium?
60. Yeah, I bought the premium because the premium gets you access to a bunch of characters and lets you make private lobbies.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. But thankfully the private lobby only the host needs it. Everyone else can just join off of that. So we've been using it for stream a bunch and it's been great.
Sure.
Uh the characters, not everyone from R returned, but a fair amount did. So you got the main core Bomberman, which have different stats. Like, White Bomberman starts with 2 flame, 1 bomb, but he can equip any item and go up to max of 8. Other Bombermans can't use like bomb kick, but they start with like 3 bombs, stuff like that. That's how all the main Bombermen are balanced out. Then there's 3 other types: attack, speed, and I think other is what they use for the term. Attack ones will have things like very aggressive attack types. They all have special abilities that they can use. Like Alucard can turn into mist to avoid explosions for a couple seconds.
Okay. Sure.
Bill and Lance from Contra have guns they can shoot to either detonate bombs or erase them and stun players. Raiden can knock players out of the way into explosions, stuff like that.
Okay.
The snakes can turn invisible so they can't get hit, but as soon as they drop a bomb, they're spotted again, stuff like that. It's interesting balance wise. Like they put Pyramid Head back in and they gave him his instant kill move that he has in R.
Okay.
But I think to balance it out, he cannot get any speed ups or any bomb ups or any flame ups. So he has 1 bomb, 1 flame, no speed, no power ups. But if he activates his ability and touches you, you instantly die.
Hmm. Weird.
Yeah. They also balance it out that you have 2 hearts, so you can die. You have to die twice to be kicked out of the game. And anytime someone gets knocked out of the game, they drop a heart. So it's an interesting way of keeping you kind of in the game.
Cool.
I really like it, but it is very hectic. It is very hard to sometimes just keep skill going because it's so hard to track certain things, and you have to keep everyone's abilities in mind and everything.
Sure.
It
Cool.
also has a Fortnite style battle pass where there's currency you can either buy or earn through the battle pass, which will let you buy other things like background songs to listen to. I unlocked a Silent Hill remix song that I
Ooh.
can use for matches now. And if you want to buy Old Snake, you need to use like 500 coins, which I think is the $5 equivalent,
Oh, okay.
something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Cool. I'm just glad that's finally out because it took
Mm.
way too long to come out.
Yeah, it was on Stadia way too long, man.
For a long time. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's jump right into the news here. Usually I write down where that is, but I guess I won't do that today. Today there was a Warhammer Skulls event. Not a whole lot of like crazy stuff was announced or anything, just a few things, so I'll quickly run through them. The final DLC for Total War Warhammer 2 is coming out, and it's Beastmen, finally. So the meme ends. They showed a faction for Total War Warhammer 3, which is the Khorne faction, which is the like god of war essentially for that universe, for anybody who's wondering. Demons and fiery shit and stuff like that. Looks cool. A bunch of the games are on GOG and they are up to 85% off right now. They are having a huge sale. So GOG was down for part of the day because a whole bunch of people went over there to buy a bunch of shit. Yeah. Vermintide 2 is adding a new career for Corellian, which seems to just be the Wood Elf, like magic Wood Elf career, which is kind of neat. Dark Tides has a writer associated with it, and it's the writer who writes all the good Warhammer 40k books, Dan Abnett, which is weird because that's just basically the 40k Vermintide, so apparently that thing's going to have a story and like writing in it. I don't know what that means for that game, but the little bit that they showed while he talked was freaking awesome, so I'm excited. That's still slated to come out this year. They did not give a date. Bunch of mobile stuff they showed off. If you're interested, you should look up those videos on YouTube, because I do not give a shit. Warhammer 40k. Shoota's Blood and Teeth is coming out next year. This is made by the people who made... What the hell is it called? It's like Cannoli, Gore, and something else. Bullets, Gore, and Cannoli, something like this. It is a 2D...
Guns, Gore, and Cannoli.
Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. It is a 2D action e-game. Think like Metal Slug sort of thing. That kind of style, all hand-drawn. Those dudes are making a 40k game called Shoota's Blood and Teeth, which is basically the same idea, only with orcs from the 40k universe, so it should be pretty dope. And they had a teaser for a new Chaos Gate game, which is the Warhammer 40k version of basically XCOM. They haven't had one of these games for about 20 years or something like that. And the next one that's coming out is called Demon Hunters, which will feature the Grey Knights, which are one of the more powerful units of the human Imperium, and that is fucking awesome. That's everything that that was worth talking about from the event today. The event today was because E3 is upon us. This is pre-3 stuff going on right now, including some indie thing this weekend that I'm going to check out, I think, but I don't remember what day. I didn't write it down. That's on me. The bigger things, though, that are coming out have been announced. Devolver Digital is having their thing June 12th. That's going to be probably awesome, so save the date. After or before, don't know when, Ubisoft is having their Forward that day, so June 12th will be a pretty big day for me. The next day, Square Enix Presents is going to happen. I'm guessing it's going to be a bunch of Final Fantasy stuff, because that's what they do now.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything on 16 yet, basically, so I assume that's next.
Yep. Nintendo Direct, June 15th. They're saying 40 minutes of stuff, including a 2-hour treehouse after. Pretty standard Nintendo E3 stuff.
Same as they always do.
Yeah. And then there was a whole schedule on E3 for the fan registration or whatever opened up. There's a overview there. Basically, Saturday the 12th is the pre-show with Gearbox and Ubisoft, like I said. On the 13th, there's going to be the Xbox thing, Square Enix, Future Games Show, and Warner Brothers games apparently will be featured. Monday, June 14th, bunch of random stuff, including Capcom is the thing, I guess, that I'm interested in there. And television will be featured, so look out for that.
Heck yeah.
And the 15th will be the Nintendo Direct, Bandai Namco stuff, and it will end off with the awards show, the official E3 awards show. There was a 2K leak in this E3 stuff, and it's been Jason Schreier said something about, I wondered if anybody would catch this leak or something, so he kind of like, not saying that it's true, but kind of saying that it's true. NBA 2K22, Dirk Nowitzki, I don't know who this is, my apologies, I'm not into basketball, will be this year's cover athlete, apparently. Wonderlands, codenamed Daffodil, Borderlands spin-off title featuring Tiny Tina. Sounds absolutely fucking terrible to me, but if you're interested, there you go. A new for Axis game codenamed Coda, turn-based action game using Marvel property. Some famous actors are going to be voicing characters. XCOM with Marvel heroes is what a source described it as.
That sounds good, though.
Sounds great. Yep, I'm into it. And then codename Volt, new action game, seems early in development. Logo seems similar to Fallout. No final name. Source described it as Cthulhu meets Saints Row. Sure. I don't know what that means, but there you go. Man. Again, a leak, rumors, not confirmed. It seems like a few people in the industry are saying that it's likely confirmed though, so we'll see what happens with it. No Man's Sky continues to just update the hell out of their game. They put out a new update called Prisms, which adds a crazy amount of stuff, including flying pets. You can make pets out of flying creatures now. Reflections, cool rain effects or whatever. Light shafts, improved photo mode, particle effects, blah, blah, blah. A lot of stuff. If you're into No Man's Sky, you should maybe go check that out. Because, yeah, that is crazy that they keep updating that thing the way they do. God of War Ragnarok is officially delayed till 2022 currently. Santa Monica Studio put out a thing. I'll just read it verbatim. Since the release of the next God of War teaser, we've been humbled by the amount of love the community has shown us. Incredibly grateful to see many people excited to experience the next chapter of Kratos and Atreus' journey. We remain focused on delivering top quality game, maintaining the safety and well-being of our team, creative partners, and families. With this in mind, we made the decision to shift our release window to 2022. Thank you for the continued support. We got exciting things in the works we can't wait to show you. Sounds like it might be a COVID thing. Their Twitter is
Likely.
Their Twitter also says Santa Monica Studio is hiring. So, I don't know. I hope everybody's okay over there.
Let's hope it wasn't a firing thing too, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so weird. Somewhat related, the God of War sequel and Gran Turismo 7 are coming to the PS4 as well as PS5. So those are no longer exclusive, making me a happy boy since I still can't buy one of those things for the life of me. Hopefully I have a PS5 by the time 2022 comes around though, but who knows, I guess at this point. Final thing I grabbed here. Bend Studios, most notably for Days Gone currently, but they also worked on apparently the Siphon Filter series and Resistance Retribution, Uncharted Golden Abyss specifically. Days Gone is the most recent thing that they've done though. They are starting a new IP currently. So congratulations, I guess, to them for expanding that much that they're able to do a whole new thing. That's it for news. Just nothing but dates for the most part. So let's go on and move into questions. All right. If you have a question, comment, concern, any of that sort of stuff, you can send them in at topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. Kevin writes in and says, what are some games you enjoyed more the second time you played it?
You can't hear me, can you?
I can now.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was trying to say earlier, Bend Studios, I will never let the world forget that Bend Studios is their first game was Bubsy 3D. I will never let the world forget that.
Yeah, eat shit, Bend Studios.
They went from that to the Siphon Filter series and all that other stuff, but no, Bubsy 3D, they'll never live it down.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, and if it cuts me out, Discord's been having a weird glitch the past couple days where it just makes it so people cannot hear me. It's been frustrating.
Oh, okay. I will keep more of an eye on the video portion as well then to compensate.
Yep.
So games you enjoyed more the second time you played?
I'm trying to think. There was a game even very recently I played through a second time and found out I liked it way better that time because the pacing was better on it. But I'm trying to remember what the hell it was.
Okay.
I will say in general, there's a lot of games like you find a bit more enjoyment out of the second time because you know what to do so that you can control the pace that everything goes at, and usually you're overpowered as well.
Yeah. I really like the Resident Evil series more times when you just kind of know where things are and you can kind of run around everything, or you have the New Game Plus weapons and you are just destroying everything. Either way, super fun.
Yeah. I would have to say Resident Evil does that the best.
Yeah, they're very fun times. Oh, there's nothing but like police outside my apartment.
Yeah, I'm saying, what's up with all the sirens, dude?
Crazy.
Are you in trouble?
I can't. I gotta go.
Podcast over.
Yeah.
Suki writes in and says, "So I was listening to an old podcast and something interesting came up. It was an announcement for a Devil May Cry movie, which is still in development according to IMDb. It's been over 10 years. Think this movie will ever come out? Nah, especially not in the version that they originally were working on.
True.
And as they've shown, you can make good video game movies. What would you do to make the best Devil May Cry movie? Just get someone who's really good at being wisecracking and ripped, and then make them Dante.
Could
and then
you
that's
do like a John Wick version of Devil May Cry,
Ooh,
essentially?
that would be fun. Oh,
Yeah,
that would be fun.
That'd be neat, I think.
I would enjoy the hell out of that.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
While we're on this topic, you can turn any video game IP into a movie. What do you pick? You're given a reasonable budget, but it has to attempt to make its money back, so nothing too niche.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we should probably pick something that hasn't been turned into a movie and failed or even done well, probably.
Yeah, because I was about to say like Mass Effect, and I think there's like either a TV show they're doing for that or a movie. I forget exactly.
I think that would probably make its money back.
Yeah.
Probably.
I was going to say Assassin's Creed, but then I forgot that movie actually exists and came out.
That did, yep. Same with Prince of Persia.
Yeah, I watched that in theaters.
I fell asleep during that movie, so I technically haven't seen most of it. And the problem is that everything I'm thinking of immediately has a movie associated with it.
Kind of, yeah.
Like,
you grab most of like the big properties.
I think they could do Yakuza, but Yakuza has a movie, but like not really.
It has 2.
Yeah.
It has 2 movies, yeah. What's a hot property that's out that doesn't have a game? Or that doesn't have a movie, rather. See, I would have said Witcher, but they're doing a TV series with that, and they've already teased. They did a teaser poster today for the new season.
I liked the Witcher show. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot too.
I know some people did not, but it is what it is. Oh.
Everything I'm thinking of, I'm blanking. Like it already has something. Like I was gonna say, like Donkey Kong, but like I don't know if that would really work. Mario's getting one soon. Sonic got one.
Yep. Oh man, remember that Donkey Kong show? Banana Slamma. So good.
Yeah, Congo Bongo's Hero.
Yep.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Oh, there's more questions here. Sorry. What is the opposite of salt?
So, immediately in my mind, it went to sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Because pepper and salt go together, but do they go together because it's opposite? That's what I'm overthinking, I think, now.
I think they're complementary.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I went to sugar because it's kind of like a completely different bittersweet.
Yeah. I was trying to think of something sweet, essentially. Sweet and salty are usually the opposites.
Yeah.
So I would say sugar.
Yeah, I agree.
Last question here from Sukusuku. Would you pay $50 for the next WarioWare game? Sure. If it's got enough content. If it's got enough content, sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good caveat. For some reason, I was thinking like a mini game for $50, and it's like, God, no. But if it's like an actual game, sure, that's fine.
I mean, like, I'll take a minigame collection. That's what the Wario games are. But like,
yeah,
throw in like 100 minigames with like some more fleshed out games like Game of Wario had.
Sure. I want another Rhythm Heaven, so bad.
When was the last one? I'm trying to remember.
That one with Muscle March, right? Or was there one after that?
There was one on the Wii. I thought there was one after that. That was like 3DS or DS, but we didn't get it over here.
Oh, you're right. There was one that we didn't get over here. Mega Mix.
I'm gonna look it up.
It's something like that. Rhythm Heaven Megamix something.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I would definitely.
And at least WarioWare got a game on the 3DS, so.
Yeah, true. I just remembered lemon salt is a thing. Lemon salt is delicious.
Ooh, lemon salt is good, yeah.
Okay, next question from Rinku. When/if family or friends help you move, how do you repay them?
Usually food and drinks.
Yep.
And also if they need any help with anything else, you offer that too.
Being there for when they need you is like the main thing, and then like you better be feeding them. After a long day of moving, they should not be paying for food.
Boko says, oh yeah, apparently we did. I managed to pull it up. North America, June 15, 2016.
I missed it.
On the 3DS. I don't think it got a physical. I think it was digital only.
Oh.
That might be why. It's the 4th Rhythm Heaven game.
Neat. Okay.
All right. Boko writes in and says, recently there has been an unsubstantiated rumor circulating regarding a Fast and Furious and Jurassic World /Park crossover. If you were on staff for this crossover, what would be your casting and plot decisions? They're going to space. That's it. Man. They're fighting dinosaurs in space.
They have to drive on a Brontosaurus's neck, like like how Fred would slide down it or something in the Flintstones, but only in a car.
That would be so good. They have to go to the moon to find an embryo of a dinosaur that got launched up there by InGen or whatever company actually makes the dinosaurs in Jurassic World and Park. And they go on the moon and they find out there are dinosaurs that can now breathe in space running around, and they find out that they're destroying the moon, and if they don't stop the dinosaurs, the moon will shatter to pieces, destroying the tidal patterns of the Earth and ruining crops and the planet itself. So there you go. I have written you Fast 10.
Wow. I want Vin Diesel to have a Cro-Magnon version of himself.
Oh, you want Caveman Vin Diesel and Vin Diesel to team up? That would actually be kind of cool.
That'd be pretty great. All right, the Phantom Aegis. Greetings, TDP crew. Lots of fantastic video game soundtracks out there. My question for the crew is your favorite / one of your favorite niche video game soundtracks. Mine is Epic Battle Fantasy V or 5.
Is Payday 2 or Bionic Commando Rearmed niche? That's the question.
Commando Rearmed for sure is niche.
Yeah.
Payday maybe?
Simon Bicklin does some great stuff.
Sure. I'm going to take Sean's answer because he's not here to defend himself. Shatter. Because nobody ever talks about that game, and it's freaking
That's
amazing.
true. That has a good soundtrack. VGC Kenny writes in and says, strange occurrences happen in various places around the world. You see what looks to be a video game character or multiple characters fighting the enemies from the game they're in. There's no given explanation. Later, you'll buy the new video game the characters are from. Over the course of the game, something happens where the fabric of reality is torn and the characters have to solve it. They go through and you realize that the places they're going to are places they showed up in real life earlier. And this has been one big AR stunt. What game or game series would you want that to be?
What the fuck?
Yeah, so like you see segments of the game playing out in real life just because of like, I guess, holograms in this case, or like actors and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Final Fantasy would probably be able to pull that off the easiest.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be real cool if like that was so just this isn't an AR stunt thing. It'd be real cool if like there's a video game of Solid Snake because he's out there doing shit, like making sure the world never crumbles, and we just don't know about it. We're here doing a podcast, and Snake is in a box hiding for 2 days somewhere to make sure that nuclear holocaust doesn't happen next week, and we can enjoy E3. That'd be great. Also, it would like dudes shooting guns is like an easy Call of Duty. Like any game where somebody shoots a gun and kills another military dude is an easy answer for this.
Let's do Splatoon, where just everything's just getting painted with paint guns.
Oh, people are just having like a big, good like barbecue or something with paint guns and
Yeah, and
hamburgers
it
or
just gets out
something.
of hand and turns into a war.
That'd be pretty great. Yeah, that'd be
That
pretty
would be
good.
really good.
Okay, Linebeck writes in, what are the strangest survey questions you've ever seen / answered? Have you been listening to the podcast and the questions we get?
Correct.
I don't answer a lot of weird surveys myself. It's the weirdest questions definitely have come from this show. Just straight up that we've had to talk about.
Yeah.
Has there been a game where you thought you'd figure out the plot only to be completely wrong, but liked where the story went?
Hmm.
The liked where the story went is like I thought Death Stranding immediately, and then but I fucking hate where that story went. I was so wrong about where it was going, but I really didn't like it.
Metal Gears.
Yeah, in
Really,
general.
Kojima in general.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the first time I played Snake Eater, for sure. Like, that's why that still has so much memory to me. Like, I have such a good memory of that ending of that game and that story. Because I kind of thought I knew where it was going, and, like, it was completely just off. And that's kind of the whole point of that game, is, things aren't how you thought they were. And that's kind of the whole point of Big Boss and why, like, his perception of things made him a villain later and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's definitely a good answer, I think.
I'd also say Mortal Kombat 9. I thought I knew where it was going, and then I was like, oh, wow. Oh, okay. Sick.
Yeah.
Let's
Yep.
go. Yeah.
For sure. I agree.
I like how this also reminded me of another complaint I had with Resident Evil 7, where the big twist at the end of the game is spoiled by the opening video of the game, which really pissed me off.
Trying to
I'll tell you off
okay.
cast. So
Sure, yeah, just so we don't ruin
that's
something.
one of the ones like we already like said a bunch of spoilers earlier, but they're like soft spoilers. Well, this is like a hard spoiler that this is definitely like
Okay.
should not say on cast.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Arctic Scarab writes in and says, "What is your favorite movie which involves video games, i.e., not something based on one, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, but rather a movie where video games are integral to the plot, like The Last Starfighter or Wreck-It Ralph?" Probably Wreck-It Ralph.
I mean, it's not integral, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is one of my favorite video game type movies.
Yeah, that's also a good one.
Wreck-It Ralph is great as well for this.
Yeah. There's another one I'm trying to have it. Oh, what is it I'm thinking of? It's like Last Starfighter, not Flash Gordon. Crap. There's another one too. I'm blanking on right now. I think it's called Cloak and Dagger. It's about like it's this old '80s movie about like an Atari cartridge that has like secrets, governmental secrets in it, or something like that. That was a good one too.
Oh, I wouldn't say I love them, but the Tron movies are fun for this.
Tron's also got that aesthetic.
Rasterman, what are some of the weirdest media accounts you follow / check on regularly? Well, there's this Proton John on Twitter, and sometimes when I open Twitter up, I just get the weirdest drawings, and I don't know what's going on.
How do you feel about big titties?
Yeah, I'm pretty for them, so.
I used to follow, and they still tweet every now and then. There's an NBA Jam account that just tweets random quotes from the announcer from NBA Jam.
Sure.
That's a good one.
I really like those like weird aggregate ones. The one lately is letterboxed reviews, and they just like post reviews of somebody did of a movie on their site, and they're usually just like really stupid. I like that type of thing.
There's another account that I follow where they would tweet real quotes from movies, real quotes.
Okay.
And it would usually be them saying like the title of the movie somehow inside the actual like movie, like pretending it's actually been quoted in the movie. Like It'd be like Bruce Willis saying, "It's time for you to die hard." 1985. Like they would put the year of the movie in the quote too. It was
That's
just
pretty
really
good.
stupid.
Man, that's pretty good. Damn. Oh my god. That weird knockoff Mario site or Twitter account that like Sean
Oh,
followed.
Super Mario Broth or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Oh yeah, the Saw quotes one I follow too is really good. It's just a dude pretending to be Jigsaw and he just keeps making like really, really stupid quotes the whole time. It's so fun.
That's the type of stuff that saves social media for me because I hate it
Yeah.
otherwise. Holy crap.
Yeah. Is it mine? It is. From Den's Guy, should a game allow you to skip entire sections of a game for accessibility and convenience, or does that have too much impact on the fundamental experience of the game? Hmm.
It should try to like help you through it. It shouldn't just say you can't do this, I don't think. Like
It should at least, yeah, like, but like, if you're clearly stuck for a while, it should gauge that and give you the option.
it
I'm trying to think. Was it Spider-Man that had like the ability to like you could like simplify combat and stuff like that if you wanted to, like just to make things more accessible? Because I would say that was really helpful
feels like
feature.
that. Yeah, I really like any platformers where it's like spikes no longer do damage or you like can like just stuff like that where you still have to do an input and it's not just like, oh, this level is obviously too hard, so like why don't we just move you along. I think as much as I hate it because it feels like I'm being slapped every time, Nintendo does really good with this stuff where it's like you die twice and then it's like, hey, do you want the like golden compass or flower or just anything that like will make this so easy for you? And I'm always like, no, fuck you, I can do this. But for somebody who's like not a dumbass, they'll take it and have a good time, and that's great. Like they're good at that stuff for sure.
Yeah, Nintendo does that the most, I would say.
Yeah. You should always be able to skip cutscenes though, because sometimes I don't give a shit about your stupid story, and sometimes I'm playing your game for the like the 10th time. Like I don't care.
You should also be able to pause cutscenes.
Yes, you should just be able to pause because I'm an adult and sometimes I have to go do something real quick, and I still like video games. Yeah. All right. Final question from Riptide GS. What are some games you consider to be the worst to stream, whether it's because of people spoiling the story or using your stream to stream snipe you on whatever game you're playing?
RPGs. Long RPGs are the worst because you have to go through dozens of hours and hoping you don't get spoiled. It's like I was having this discussion on stream the other day. I would probably never stream Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door because there's so many super fans for that. They would not be able to keep any spoilers out of my stream. It would be impossible.
Sure. Makes total sense. Also it's weird because it's like if you have somebody that wants to watch that, they have to be there from the beginning and like it's a 40-hour commitment. Otherwise, they're not going to watch at all because they don't want to be spoiled. Or like they don't want to watch 40 hours of the same game. Yeah, long RPGs are, I think, the toughest one to account for, maybe. That seems fair. Binding of Isaac is fucking annoying. Because everybody's a fucking god at that game, yet none of you motherfuckers are the ones actually showing me you play. You're just saying it, so step up, bitch, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, again, if you want to write in, topdownperspective@gmail.com, @TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Bomberman are online.
I'll give it to Necromunda Hired Gun. Feels kind of gross to say that, but I'll give it to it. Sean, for the love of God, should be back next week. So pray that happens. And that probably means we're doing TDP Plus next week, although we haven't officially confirmed anything. So Who knows? That's how we do
Yeah,
here.
we're assuming we're talking Shantae next week. We'll find out.